Hello everyone, and welcome to my next video for Dissidia Final Fantasy Aranea, in which I'm going to be continuing my run into Crevasse Beta, and this time I'm going to be taking on the final Lufenia Plus level quest, Part 7. And this is by far my favourite team to use. I am bringing the Green Staff team, headed up by Garnet, global first, burst weapon by the way, burst plus, level 90, rework that brings her into line with like fucking 5 months down the line from where she is now, except she's even stronger than that because she's got a fucking burst weapon and a global first LD board rework, which among other it gives her practically infinite longevity by restoring one of each of her skills when she uses her LD, and I swear to god they snuck an extra fucking HP dump into the skill itself somewhere along the line. It seems like it. But yeah, Garnet right now is just absolutely bonkers. In fact, I would go so far as to say that she's quite possibly the strongest global first character that has been released to date. Possibly on a par with Aranea, but she is way overtuned for content that we've got right now. She deals more damage than most dedicated damage dealing characters, and she's a fucking support. She's a battery, she's a healer, she's a damage dealer. You can plug her into any team and she will just make them better just by virtue of existing. It's really quite something. And of course she's an FF9 character, and her costume, by the way, I have to say, like this, like I have not bought a costume in this game in months and months and months, but when I saw this thing I knew I had to get it because it's so well designed. I mean, it's an older game, right, and it's a mobile game, so it's not going to be like super detailed or anything, but like the way that it kind of, you know, the way that the dress flows, and the way that it's kind of put together, it just seems honestly really well done. I can tell that the devs are stepping up their work on this, and yeah, it looks amazing, so I definitely picked that one up. Now, when the announcement happened, like on stream, like I already had an inkling that it might be Garnet, because I will admit there were some leaks beforehand and I did come across them. It was very difficult to miss them, but then part of me was kind of like, no, it couldn't be, right? Like, it couldn't be. So I was kind of a bit on the fence, but as soon as I saw on the stream that incantation, I was like, oh god, it's happening, she's going, it's happening. And yeah, there she was. So Garnet as a character, I'm not that like super enthusiastic about her as I would be other characters in the franchise, like Tifa, for example. Like, I do like Garnet, don't get me wrong. It's just that compared to other like FF heroines like Yuna and Tifa, like she was just kind of there, you know what I mean? Like, when I think about characters I like in FF9, I like Zidane, I like Vivi. To a lesser extent, I like Eiko. I used to hate her at first, like I really didn't like Eiko, but like I warmed up to her over time, and she's, you know, she's pretty funny. I kind of like her, but Garnet was just kind of like, she's nice, she's pleasant, but never really kind of stood out to me that much. It doesn't really help the thing. It doesn't really help matters in FF9 itself that Garnet is supposed to be like the primary summoner because she has like the most summons, and Eiko is supposed to be the white mage. But in practice, Eiko is just better at everything because her summons have more utility and/or are just better to use. And she has a better white magic spell list as well. Poor Dagger gets shafted hard in FF9, especially when plot events happen and she can't like concentrate for half her turns for like. Well, it's not for very long, but you know, it is what it is. So I was not really like, I wasn't sure how to feel about a Garnet burst, but like before the stream happened, I was kind of thinking to myself, if it is her, what are they going to give her for a burst finisher? Because I'm like, there's no way that they can do the Alexander summoning sequence, right? There's no way. Because it's way too plot relevant, it's way too specific. Like, you know, I'm not going to give out any spoilers for people out there who haven't played FF9. Go play it, it's a wonderful game, get it on Steam, get the Moguri mod, it's amazing. If you like turn-based RPGs anyway, which if you don't, you probably wouldn't be playing Opera in the first place. Yeah, I was like, there's no way that they can bring that because it's way too specific, they can't recreate it. But then, lo and behold, what do they have? As soon as the video started playing, but that as a burst finisher, and yeah, it feels good. So this team is pretty much enabled mostly by Garnet just being absolutely bonkers overpowered compared to everything that we've got at the moment. That's why she has a level 1 staff UT. I changed up my plans because of her. I was originally going to go in on Great Swords first, but I am now shifting my attention towards staff. I do have enough cores to take it to level 2 if I really wanted to, but I want to keep some in the back pocket because I think it's better to have a variety of level 0 ultimate weapons on characters that you want to use, because the first weapon of each type only costs 50 cores to craft, and it is a 10% boost, and you only get a 10% boost again at level 5. The rest of the levels are like 150 cores for 5%. So diversify and then go in. But I say that and I've already got level 1 staff because reasons. But yeah, she's a ridiculously potent enabler with follow-up attacks. Strago actually does pretty well here as well, because these enemies, the enemies on the Aranea event, these are the guys from Aranea's event and Lost Chapter, they have insanely high defenses. Like, I was originally using teams of like Jecht and Orin here, and Zac, and I shit you not, because I was going for triple greatswords, and Zac's chain slash was doing like fucking triple digit damage, and like Jecht was struggling to break 3k, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, Noctis could do damage just fine, like the level 90s don't have a problem, but the level 80s were just, it was a struggle. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just bring Garnet because she's just a bazooka and she'll just destroy them. But Strago's pretty good because his Quasar ignores defense, so we won't have to worry about that. Xande needs a lot of help. His damage and his potencies aren't the best, but Garnet has very strong auras, and I've brought Hope for the Magic Imperil and Jack because he's great, and I've got Ifrit, and we'll have Garnet's burst going, so you'll see that Xande actually will be able to do some pretty competent damage as well, like surprisingly so actually. So let's go ahead and put the codes on. We have triple green and triple staff, and the orb here is basically Garnet's orb. She has the lightning and the water enchants and imperils. So yeah, let's dive into it. So I am the next, like, for the foreseeable future, I'm probably going to be using Garnet in just about like every video. I'm not even sorry. Like that's just how it's going to be. She can probably last even until the Force weapon era. Like, Garnet is just going to last like forever, which I am not unhappy about at all. I think it's about time she got some love. Like, I probably haven't given her enough. Alright, well, yeah, we need to let these guys take a turn before they go below 79% health. So I am going to try to be a little bit conservative here. So I'm actually just going to, on this free turn, this free skill, I'm even just going to use the additional ability, and I'll just do this now. And I mean, just look at this for a follow-up. Triple fucking HP dumps every 4 turns. So like every 4 turns she does like 3 attacks, so but it's like full damage. I swear it's like full AoE damage. I'll go in with Brave to Death here, just with the 1 dump, just to get his double cast up. I guess we'll do that. Keep the combo. Let's do this. Okay, so this is where we let them take a turn. Not even used her burst yet. And this is where the bullshit happens, and they deploy the superior shield, and they can't be broken. Except they can be broken because Strago is based and he has instant break in his kit, which is another of the reasons that he's good to bring here, because of course the enemies make themselves immune to break and immune to crits and all of that wonderful stuff. But Strago does not care. He just breaks them. Look at that. That's another reason I'm going in with and of course Jack does the same thing as well. Jack is a guaranteed break. Look at how much damage Jack is doing. Like, my Jack is built, and he's doing like 3 damage. That alone should tell you just like how silly this is. But yeah, the enemies never have to take another turn ever again, because Strago can re-break with his LD twice, and Xande can re-break as well. So pretty much they're just not going to get another turn. We're just not going to let them play the game. Now, it's about time we got this burst aura online, don't you think? Just look at this. I don't think I'll ever get tired of seeing that. And one thing that I think is a really nice touch is that the music that plays in the background is actually the theme that plays when Alexander is first summoned. And he does his attacks against Bahamut, and or Bahamut. And on Twitter, the video that was released was against Kuja and Bahamut in nighttime in Alexandria. It was perfect. Big ups to Square Enix there for recreating the scene perfectly. Oh, what's this? Is it Xande doing damage? Oh yes, it is. Like I say, the guy needs a bit of help, but he can certainly put out the numbers if he needs to. Yeah, there we go. And of course, Quasar ignores defense, so we have no problems there. Doing caps. I might level. I'm definitely going to level 90 Strago. I might use him anyway. You know what I mean? So my thingy is about to run out here, so I might as well use it. Let's get that refreshed. I should be alright to use Meteor, honestly. Pretty fucking competent damage. Not what you would normally expect Xande to do. Oh look, and then Jack's dealing the ones. See, this is what happens if you don't have auras. You can't play this quest if you don't have auras. So I'm gonna go in here with an EX from Strago, which does nowhere near as much damage as it's going to do in a few weeks' time when he gets his level 90. Still does caps, mind you, but it's only going to get better. So let me just take this opportunity to refresh my Crystal 65. So now we have 6 turns of burst remaining, which is perfect for Garnet to enter her own burst, which I'm going to get into in a second. First, let's set up with Reigns for the burst phase. I have to say that Garnet's burst effect as well, by the way, is amazing, because it increases everyone's bravery gains and it gives them bravery cash back, and it increases everything. It gives you bonus HP damage, bonus HP damage limit by 30%, which is the same as Twins, except she has blue armor, so it's 40%, which is higher than Twins. It's just absolutely nonsense. Okay, I've said enough about her. She's bonkersly powerful. She's stupidly powerful. Anyway, let's go into the burst phase. So, another part of her burst finisher is that after the 6 turns of burst runs out, it's going to trigger an expiration attack, which gives everybody a gold framed buff, which does the same thing that her burst aura does, just without the HP damage cap and without the bravery gain bonus. But if you trigger that within the burst phase, it stacks with her actual burst phase. So if you bring your own Garnet, then the numbers just get out of control, which is pretty. It's pretty much it. The numbers get silly. Back everyone here. Just deal like rancid, fucking permanent capped damage. Only downside to this theme, of course, is that it was originally designed as part of an FMV, so it doesn't last very long. So don't have permanent burst music on when you play this, otherwise you'll get the same like 20-second looping theme over and over, which is not great. But I definitely love the attention to detail that they're putting in with this. I mean, this is such overkill. Like, this is so unnecessary. Might as well use this now. And then there's the expiration attack. So like it's fucking hard in itself. Strago sadly does not have room for the gold framed buff because Hope has way too many buffs when you call him. But it is what it is. We can get it on Garnet and we can get it on Strago. And there we go, like 10 million burst phase. She even goes much higher than that. Just look at the green numbers on everyone, because while ever this gold frame buff is there, the bravery gains will be doubled. So I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm just gonna go into E3 now, because we're clearly not dealing enough damage yet. We need to be dealing bigger numbers. Oh, whoops, that was supposed to be a HP attack, never mind. Well, what is there to say? Well, just as I was about to finish, right at the end when the enemy died, my game crashed. So I'm just back on this on this screen here. So of course this is the team I used. These are the. It's got to be an easier way of viewing art passives from here, right? I can't remember if there is or not. But yeah, essentially these are the artifacts I used. Sort by. Yeah, those ones. So I do have 108s on Xande. God only knows he desperately needs them. And then my Strago is just straight 108 330s. I do have these C50s as well, but yeah. So that is the team I used. Thanks everyone for watching. That is my clear of Crevasse Beta 7, using quite possibly one of the silliest characters to date that I've used in Aranea. I hope she remains this good for longer, but to be honest, I'm kind of worried where things are going in the future in the Japanese version, because like the numbers that have been put out by like present day Force characters, it just seems like the number inflation is ridiculous right now. But I'm having a lot of fun using Dagger at the moment, so I'm just going to keep it going. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one. So until then, take care and goodbye.